Hello everyone and welcome to Season Watch. Today we're watching My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex, episode 12. There we go. Because it's kind of mirror, so I have to think it over if I'm gonna do this or this, but yeah, this 12. Now we're on the last episode. So after this new season, we're gonna be choosing. So if you want to have a say in it, just jump in Discord so we can talk it out. Because otherwise, I'm gonna be picking it blindly. So yeah, who knows if it's gonna be good or bad. But let's just skip over that and get back to the reaction. So what happened last time? They went back to the Irido hometown where they got to meet the uncles, the grandpas, the cousin, including Madoka, who is sort of close to Mizuto, and she quickly got an idea what was going on with Yume there when they were talking and everything. So she even got out of her sort of a confession, but it's more like got her to say that she doesn't really know how she feels. It could be love. It's just there's a lot of mixed emotions in there. But before that, there was even the moment in the study room where she saw Mizuto reading a book, and he explained that it was from his great grandpa, I think, on an autobiography. And he got curious and read that book, and ever since that, he was the first book he ever read by himself. And ever since then, every year they came back, he would read that book again. It became a tradition for him. And he decided to lend her the book so that she can read it too. And she saw it as something special, not only because it was something precious to him, like a book from his ancestor, basically, and something that he did every year, but also nobody else really reads that book. Nobody else really knows about that book, yet he's sharing their experience with her. So she felt how special that was. But yeah, afterwards we have her talk with Madoka, and then Madoka set them up so that they both will be in the room together for a couple of hours. I don't know if it was half an hour or more, but certainly time passed outside, so I would guess a couple of hours. And she was having trouble putting together her thoughts. After all, she has mixed feelings. She doesn't really know what she's feeling. But yeah, like there's the brother, there's the whole thing about him living life, him and his dad living life since he was little, and suddenly now they have another half for the family. There's the thing that he was her ex-boyfriend. There's the thing that sure they were ex, but she didn't want them to be ex. It's just she let it happen. Like things started progressing worse and worse, and she didn't really do anything about it. Which, thank you for realizing that. I was complaining to you too when it was showing that episode. But yeah, she feels guilty about not really trying to save the relationship. And with all that, she called out his last name, like remembering when they used to date and were not really closely related, I guess you can put it like that. Kind of weird, but sure, since they're not really blood related, but yeah. And he accepted that moment for that moment, they were gonna go back to the past. Ai and Irido. And she talked about how she felt jealous when she thought that his first love was Madoka, and he showed her like, "What are you talking about? I never said anything like that. I just said that she loved to laugh. She loved to laugh." And that caught her by surprise. She laughed and everything, and he pointed out, "See, that's what I was talking about." Meaning, you were his first love. just like he was yours. And that's where we ended the episode. So I imagine we're coming back to the city now. I don't think we're gonna have more of the household, and I wonder how it's gonna be with Yume now, because she got those emotions out. Like, she has feelings for sure. So I wonder how we're gonna develop that this last episode, unless we get another season. Who knows? Is Higashiro gonna show up again, or more importantly, are we gonna get Kawanami back? Because he hasn't showed up at all for a long time. Like, he just disappeared from the face of the earth once Higashiro was introduced. She became his new friend. Who's Kawanami? Nah, I only know Higashiro. So, who knows? I guess we'll just have to watch and find out. As a reminder, this is a time reaction, which means you sync up your own version with mine and we'll watch it together. I'll try to add some scenes here and there, but don't expect too much. And with that being said, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoops. Okay, my video is actually a little late. Oh, we still have Madoka here. That's right. She was inviting her to go see the festival and stuff and choosing the outfit and everything. My bad. Okay, so we're still in the Irido household. Chikuma is very embarrassed around Yume, huh? Well, I guess another girl closer to his age that's not his sister. I do like her hair like that. It looks like somebody liked. And she's doing it. You two together. Ah. Or no, just a picture of her. Right? He just typed that in really quick. I did not even process that, because it went by so fast that my mind was still back on who's taking a photo of who. And then she pointed out how he just got through her past her in an instant. Like, how does he know that? But yeah, like, okay. But it seems like this episode's gonna focus still here, and they're gonna go to this festival together. Madoka Shikuma, I think was the kid's name. Yume and Mizuto. Okay. I wonder how they're gonna finish things off, because we do have Yume's situation going on right now with her feelings. But yeah, she's definitely likes when Mizuto dressed up, both for the festival and when they were going out on that supposed date. Like, she was like, oh my god, he looks amazing. Let's see how it goes. I bestow unto you my first kiss. Are we gonna have a flashback of what happened to the point where they got the first kiss? Because we did see the first kiss happen already. He tried in the past, just got used to it. I see. And Yuma quickly did it. Because it's not even... I don't think this is even about her feelings for him. I feel like it's more of her getting lost in the Pastoring Festival, so she's just playing it safe. And I still agree with Yumi that she's the older this sibling by a couple of minutes, I think. Calling him out. Oh? Yeah, she did pour her feelings out and took a lot of weight from her chest. But yeah, when they were gonna take the photo, I thought that Madoka was gonna take the photo of the two of them together. And not put Mizuto to take the photo. I do want to try going to one of these festivals someday. Yokai Quest. I'm in. It certainly would be different if you were the one to do it to Mizuto. Like, there's the fact that they're blood related, they have a wide age difference. He found a compromise. Like, oh, Madoka's definitely planning stuff here. Yeah, you're making it harder. You didn't change at all. She's gonna end up falling. Yeah, because she's. Okay, so it's not actually touching yet. And there it is. Eh, at least it got something. I mean, Yume, it was your fault that happened. Yeah. He may not have gotten the grand prize, but he got you something. Shikuma. Oh. So he actually wanted that. Yeah, he has a good perception. And we're back to the bickering of who's the oldest. I see the difference. I mean, Shaq's way more comfortable with Mizuto than you do. They used to be pretty big in town, huh? Yeah. Yeah. I really didn't get that idea from it, but now that you said it, I can kind of see it. It's just not how I saw it. And of course, we're gonna get the fireworks. Does he not like the fireworks? Like, does it bother him or something?
あの場は水戸にとっては楽しくない場だったんだ。だから。ああ、ありがとな。きっとあれは付き合ってくれてありがとうという意味。でも、水戸は親戚の人たちを無視していたわけじゃない。Yeah, because he was reading the book from his great grandpa and noticed Shukuma. Wow, we're going all the way back then, huh? So is she finally figuring out the answer to that? Ah, it was this time of the year. Wait, but wasn't he in his room? What? Or did we only see on her side? I do not remember anymore. Forming a three-dimensional image of him. Wow, that is so profound. Like all the different emotions and faces that he made, putting all those together to get a new version of him that she sees. And yeah, wow. So that was the line that got both of them crying. Wow. How appropriate. I can see that. No longer human. Hey. Wow, everyone's just pity him, yeah. Yeah, wow, that sucks. Like, people praising and pitying you just because you're alive. Wow. And that's when he got sucked up into reading. Well, we're learning so much about his thoughts in here. Rashomon. Wow. Because he didn't really. Really? 他人がいないとまともに呼吸もできなそうなこんな人間がきっと僕が見捨てたら彼女は誰も知らない暗がりでずっと泣き続けているんだろう。ああ、なんてかわいそうなんだろう。自分の中に生まれたその感情はずっと自分に向けられていたものと同じだった。Oh wow. 君は僕の心に焼き付いた。小説を読んだ時よりも強烈に。Yeah, he realized what he was doing there.
they're both like realizing so much here. I'm surprised she's figuring all this out. The bond he had with her when they were before they were going out, I guess. They really can't interact normally, huh? See, he's not arguing.
ねえ覚えてる初めてキスしたのいつだったか
Okay.
10月の27日だろ。付き合い始めてちょうど2ヶ月の時。
Wow. Exactly, huh?
覚えてた
分かってたのか。
だって私のスマホパスワード
And that's
解除した
the
でしょ
password.
日付をパスワードにするのやめた方がいいぞ。
そんなこと言って
I mean, the only two that would know is them.
自分でも使ってたことがあるからじゃないの
Hmm. They don't really think about that. Because that date was very important to them. But yeah, the 27th of October wasn't anything special for anyone else that knew them. So literally in this case. From time to time. I'm just taking in their conversation.
どうして私を彼女にしたの
多分君じゃなくてもよかったんだろうな。
は
こんな
Calm down.
巡り合わせただの偶然だろ。
The beginning, sure.
君よりも先に東らと出会ってたら君と付き合うことはなかったんだろうな。でも現実には僕が出会ったのは君だった。簡単な椅子取りゲーム、早い者勝ちの原則だ。理由が
Okay, quite straightforward.
それだけだ。
Like, it's just so happened to be you. Wow, that's. And they're watching the fireworks together. Oh, wow. We're actually getting more emotion out of him. And
早い夢ではなく
something more.
二度夢として生涯二度目のファーストキスがあなたに
The second first kiss of my. I don't think it works like that. She's gonna vanquish the girl who sees as long as his heart.
どんだけあいあい夢を好きだとしてもこの私が入り戸夢が
Wait,
絶対に口説き落としてあげる
so you're trying to win him over with your present self. Though your present self is his sister. Stepsister. Okay? Hey, if that's your final decision, the big step forward. Madoka is all in for this. Oh my god, no. Madoka picks up quick on this stuff, huh?
ありがとうな、ゆめちゃん。水とのことよろしゅう頼むで。
彼は強い人ですから私がいなくても大丈夫ですよでも頼まれてはおきます意外と寂しがりみたいなので
Yeah, she-
何を話してたんだ。
なんだと思う
君なんかおかしいぞ。
She got some newfound willpower here. Look, he's not even looking at her straight in the eyes. Like, she's conquering her past self. We're finally getting Kawanami and Higashira meeting up. He's just a classmate who declared himself my friend.
なるほど水戸君のストーカーですね
なるほど。入り戸を狙った詐欺師か。
A succubus.
オタクなら簡単に落とせるとでも思ったか？残念だが入り戸はそんな軽い男じゃねえんだよ。プライドを傷つけられる前に
I'm actually loving this meeting.
生々しい傷を無遠慮に
おっと、どうやらもう返り討ちにされた後だみてえだな。
True, he did reject her. And Minami jumping in. I mean, to be fair, she tried to get in a relationship with him. And yeah, Minami does have, at least before, she hasn't really been acting on that. Yume and Minami just get in the way of both of them. That was something I did not expect. I very much enjoyed. The youthful indiscretion. And they're explaining it again. The classic lines.
もう過去が戻ってくることはない。
あの頃の幸せが蘇ることは
Samu Dazai.
だけど
And yet,
心の感覚がまだこの時
Yeah.
に焼き付いている。
there's still something special.
今
A precious memory that they treasure.
昔の恋が終わってくれない。
大丈夫だって私たちは
新しく紡ぎ上げることができるから。
Have a chance to weave a new tale. Nice. So there we go. That was the final episode. Now, most of it was having to do with the festival, where we got Madoka with Chikuma and Mizuto and Yume all hanging out together. And we saw a bunch of stuff about them, such as how Mizuto is very perceptive of those around him, noticing that Shikuma was liking the game recently, so even though Yume ended up distracting him, he was able to get the stuffed toy for him of the character, which I did see the character in the box art, but yeah, nice to get. I guess he might have preferred the character over the game, and that was certainly easier since the other was a rare item, but I digress. And we had them talking to somebody that knew the family before then, and maybe that was when Yuma realized, like, Mizuto's feelings, like how he felt in the past and more in the present as well.
イリド・ミズトはずっとあがいていた。抵抗していたのだ。そしてそんな中であった危うい夢というよすがどうしようもない自分の運命と戦うための唯一の武器だったんだ。けれど彼はそれを失った。母親がいないからかわいそうなんじゃない。彼にとっての奇跡であり、かわいそうなこと。
How lonely things were, and how surreal life was. Everyone just pitying and congratulating him for just being alive, and nothing really felt real, really. So books were his reality, and that's why he reads so much, and why he has that room filled with visual novels. Sorry, light novels. I don't know why I call them visual novels. I do know the difference. My bad. And also why he grasped onto Yume when they started hanging out, started going out. And as he put it, it was just a spur of the moment thing. He didn't really mean much by it. There was no feeling behind that, at least in the beginning. But once they had their date at the festival, he realized that he felt the pity towards her, and realized that that was how his family was treating him, his relatives were treating him. And that's when she was etched into his heart forever. How she became precious to him. Even though he didn't really put too much effort into saving the relationship, he did an attempt in the beginning. But that fell into deaf's ear, and he hasn't done anything since. Just went radio silent. And yeah, she was learning so much about him. Just from that moment of realization, she had an epiphany. And it was so nice finally learning more about his feelings and his ideas, his thought process. Because most of the anime we have been focused on Yume. So if I were to say, both of them are main character, but it does feel like Yume is the more main character out of the two, because we focus more on her, her thoughts and feelings, and he is usually very stoic, at least on the outside. But we can see that there's more on the inside, that it's being repressed since he was little, really. And she was finally able to put the pieces together and came to the conclusion that she still likes him. In fact, both of them feel that dating they had was very precious memory. And it's not to let go of the past, but to keep moving forward despite that. And she decided that she's gonna conquer her past self and try to attain him, not as Yume Ayai, but as Yume Iridu, differentiating from her past self to her current self. Not just because she's his step sibling, but also because of her change of mentality, change of state, and everything. And about the phone password thing, like, sure, you shouldn't really put dates for passwords because that's more easily guessed. Though people normally put like birthdays and stuff, but that date was only special to the two of them. Anybody else, even family members that knew them, family and friends that know them, like, what's so special about October 27th? So I do feel like that one's still safe, as long as it's not the other one trying to access their phone, as we saw in the beginning.
ねえ、覚えてる？初めてキスしたのいつだったか。
10月の27日だろ。
やっぱり覚えてた。
分かってたのか。
だって私のスマホパスワード解除したでしょ。あんなにすぐ1027って入れたのは自分でも使ってたことがあるからじゃないの？
And yeah, that was very important for Yumi to move on and move forward now. Now she has a newfound will, a newfound strength in her. So, if we do happen to ever have a season 2 of this, which I don't think we will, but who knows? Definitely Yumi is gonna be very different from how she was in the beginning of this season. I love to see Kawanami and Higashira finally meeting each other, because I didn't even mention in the beginning of this reaction how after Higashira showed up, Kawanami just disappeared from the story, and now they're taking that into account and introducing the two of them to each other. The way Mizuto introduced them, like, oh yeah, this is the guy that a classmate that just called himself my friend and has been following me since. And this person, this is a friend that I just met recently and we hit it off, you know. That's about it. And they're both like going at each other basically because, hey, I'm his best friend. I'm his unique friend. You back off.
どういうことですか、水戸君。誰ですか、このチャラ男は。
どういうことだよエリド。誰だこの巨乳女は。
川波、この女子は東良伊佐奈。最近知り合って意気投合しただけの友達だ。
なるほど。エリドを狙った詐欺師か。
東良、この男は川波小暮。親友を自称し、勝手に付きまとってくるだけのクラスメートだ。
なるほど。水戸君のストーカーですね。
And we have both Minami and Yume stopping them. I wonder why Minami is the one stopping Kawanami. You know, it's not like they have a past together, you know. And Yume stopping Higashira from being so glued onto Mizuto is definitely not something to do with her feelings or anything. No, of course not. I did like learning more about them as we go, but I still think that the beginning was very abrupt. We didn't get any explanation, any introduction whatsoever. It's just jump into the story like it was a second episode or so. Really the only explanation we got for introduction was the title, which is a very light novel title. My stepmom's daughter is my ex, which explains quite a bit of the synopsis, really. So they decided to, okay, that's enough, we're just gonna roll with it. But yeah, I wasn't really asking for learning the whole past, just that whole line that they always use, how 2 years ago they used to have something called a boyfriend, that would be called a boyfriend or girlfriend, but they now only can call that a youthful indiscretion and stuff. And explain a little more of that and go from there. And that's it. That would have been fine. And would like push into even more into that line they use. So that was also not going to be too outside of what we have right now. But yeah, that is my one big complaint about this. We did have their friends group growing and them growing as the characters, especially Yume. And since most of it was, a good portion of it was in this last episode, I already talked about it. Yeah, we have things moving forward. Hopefully, Mizuto won't be as fearful of a relationship, I would say, in the future. And we'll see how Yume goes from now on. Which, actually, we probably won't see that, but you get what I mean. But yeah, that was the final episode. So, my enjoyment of this did grow from the beginning. And I'm glad I watched it. It wasn't anime of the season contender for by any means, but still was an enjoyable ride. So, what do you think about this series? But that's all we got. So, with that being said, see you next time with whatever reaction we do. Bye!